Welcome back to my channel, guys. Today we're heading to St. Andrews Airport for my very first drag racing event. Motion Performance Raceway, or MPR as they call it, are the people organizing this event for 3 straight days over the long weekend. The best part about this event is that it's held in St. Andrews Airport, which is only 20 minutes north of Winnipeg. It's not as big as the raceway track in Gimli, but it's still good enough to have fun and avoid that 1.5 hour drive that you need to take to get to Gimli. It's still a fully functioning airport, so you have to come past through the gates of the airport, obviously just because it's in a different runway, and depending on which direction you're coming from, you gotta take a right or a left on this street over here. And then you keep on heading down to this gravel road, and at the end of the gravel road you have to pay either to be an audience, or if you choose you can also race your car for $85 for the entire day, and it's called a tech card basically. You can also bring someone along with you, and instead of them paying $20 for being in the audience, they can pay $15 to be your crew member and watch the entire event and save $5. After you're done signing in, they give you a number that is assigned to your car, and also you get a race bracelet to start racing, and you're off to race. So it's nothing complicated. When you get to the tracks, there's just 3 rules. So number 1 is obviously wear a helmet and your seatbelt. Number 2 is you need to have your windows up, and number 3 is turn off your air conditioner. Also, they let you have a couple of test runs, which is perfect because I've never raced my car before, especially in a drag racing strip. So the trick is when the light goes yellow, you go. If you don't go when the light goes yellow, your reaction time is way above 1 second, which isn't good. The best reaction time I had was about 0.4 seconds, and the one that you're seeing right now was my first attempt, which was like around 1.2 seconds, which wasn't really good. After a couple of races, I was challenged by this Corvette on a best of 3 on the tracks, and I was so excited that I forgot to use my GoPro, so this is the only footage that I have of me completely destroying this Corvette. So you can see his wheels on my fender camera, and we didn't even have to go 3 times because I won the first 2 times. It was little bit close, but the first race wasn't really close. Like this race he's literally on my fender cameras, and the next race was kind of close, but I still won. Then I came down to the tracks where I got to observe these drag cars that were specifically made for this track only. I mean drag strips basically, and they have like 3,000 to 4,000 horsepower engines that go 0 to 60 as fast as a Tesla Roadster, and they're super loud. I had to reduce the volume in the video, and you can see that people holding their ears in the video just because of how loud these cars are. Those things that you can see that is hanging from his rear are actual parachutes that he needs to deploy when he's at the end of the finish line, just because these cars go so fast in a quarter mile. Soon after, I was challenged again by the Camaro of the Galaxy, as they called him. Now keep in mind that we were doing at least 2 races per challenge, and I'll tell you guys why I'm giving you this information in about 5 seconds. This Camaro was gapped so badly that it went out of my camera view, and I had to switch to my Tesla's fender camera and then my rear camera in order to show you guys how far back he was. Now, most of my races were like this anyway, but what's funny is this guy left immediately after he lost without even coming back for a rematch. Everyone broke down laughing, and at the end of the race, there's this nice lady who comes by to give your time card, white if you win and yellow if you lose, and this is what she had to say.
Ah, yes, white.
You like totally kicked his ass.
Yeah.
Good job, kid.
Nice.
How much battery power do you still have?
Still have 50%.
Oh,
50,
wow.
yeah.
How far does this go on a charge?
400 kilometers.
Most of my races were wins, and it was pretty obvious that the Tesla was pretty fast and the other cars couldn't keep up. And the nice lady was always the messenger for the other drivers, and they always had a reason of why they lost with the Tesla. And this is one of them.
You get the winner again.
Nice.
He missed his third gear.
Oh.
At this point, I got nothing to say. I just sympathize with the driver and just agree with whatever he says. I mean, I won so many races that when I lost the first time with this Infiniti that you can see here, the lady had to explain to me what a yellow timesheet meant. I'll show you this race in a minute, but you guys gotta check this out first.
So when you don't win, you get the yellow one.
Yeah, first time.
First one.
Yeah.
Another interesting race that I came across was this blue muscle car. It's the first car that actually beat me off the line. Ignore my weird screaming, but as you can see, even though this car got me off the line, it still couldn't beat my Tesla because my Tesla was fast enough to catch up and beat it by almost half a car length. And the moment we've all been waiting for, especially the haters, the Infiniti that I lost with not once but twice. I clearly missed the light and he absolutely destroyed me here. Now that I know how fast he was, on race number 2, I was super duper focused on the lights so that I could have like the perfect reaction time. And on race number 3, we were both aware of how fast our cars were, so we knew that it was a matter of our reaction time that would give us the winner. And when we stepped into race number 4, it was 2 for the Infiniti and 1 for the Tesla, so I wasn't gonna let this one slide. This was by far the closest race that we had on that day, and the winner won by only 1/10 of a second. Even though he had a better reaction time, my Tesla was fast enough to catch up to him and won by only 1/10 of a second. Unfortunately, we didn't have time for race number 5 just because it was the end of the day and the guys were closing it down. Hopefully that's something to look forward to next year. I definitely got my money's worth, And the best part about the day is the look on the other drivers' faces when I told them that I was running all season tires, and the Tesla that I was in was actually the slowest Tesla that Tesla was offering at this point. I was also told that as my car was going so much faster, I'd wear out the brake pads even faster. But what they didn't know is that my Tesla has regenerative braking, and the runway was long enough for me to just take my foot off of the accelerator, as you can see here, and the car just had enough time to use regenerative braking and brake to the last point where I could take a U-turn and get back. So whatever energy was used accelerating the car, I could get some of it back using regenerative braking. Now, if you guys loved the video, please smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It would really help the channel out a lot. And if you're new to the channel, welcome, and please subscribe for future videos, and don't forget to hit that bell notification button for future updates and uploads that I do onto this channel. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Goodbye.